What's up? What's going on? Hide and read. First video of the year, 2026. This isn't a book review. This is more of a book haul. But I wanted to just kick things off. This is the first book I read this year. Louis L'Amour, Education of a Wandering Man. It was awesome. If you're a reader, if you love books, you will love this book, even if you don't like Louis L'Amour, because it's just a book about a guy growing up and reading. And you can see all the different books that he read throughout the years. Not all of them, but for a couple years he kept like a bit of a journal. And it's really cool because you'll see, if you're, decently well read, in the English language especially, you're going to cross paths with Louis L'Amour while you're, he's reading and you've read it too, and he shares his experience and everything. It's awesome. Definitely a great way to start the year if you're needing a bit of a kick in the ass as to what you should be reading, or you just need some inspiration or whatnot. Education of a Wandering Man. And this really stuck home to me too, because I consider myself educated, but society at large doesn't, and there's nothing you could do about that except for just continuing your education. I guess that kind of leads into this giant pile of books. So here we go. Okay, this first one was a gift. This is Collected Fiction of Borges. Is this how I'm pronouncing your name, sir? I don't know. And this author is from Argentina. I don't understand how I don't know any of the plots. I don't know any of the characters. I haven't heard anything. I'm familiar with the name of the author, but I don't really know. But anyway, this is a gift from my little brother. He had a copy of a Nikolai Gogol collected stories, and he said, I don't know, I'm keeping one of them, and one of them's for you. Pick which one you want. I picked this one because I'm least familiar with this. So that's what we got. Next up. Oh, we forgot to mention, the inspiration for this pile of books is that I haven't been taking my reading seriously. I've been very, lazy. Try not to be too hard on myself, but it is what it is. The books I've been reading have been baby food, which is fine, but I noticed that I lost my ability to pay attention for long stretches of time, and we got to get back into reading some more serious books, being a little bit more disciplined, and I'm a man. Let's be honest, I'm a man of leisure. It's just the way it is, but we only have so much time here, and it's best to use it wisely. And so these are like big boy serious books that I got, and this is all like my Christmas gift basically to myself. Yeesh, cringe. The Sailor Who Fell from Grace with the Sea, Yukio Mishima. So when I had a different haircut, there's this streamer, this really popular YouTube content creator. I don't know what they call him, but I don't even know if he's around anymore. But he was like the biggest PewDiePie, and he had a really good kind of like recommendation for reading video. It was like kind of out of the blue, but I used to look like this guy, so my coworkers would tease me, and I just saw one of his videos, and it was about reading. I was like, I'm surprised that he reads. And then this was one of the books, and actually his list was pretty good. I was surprised. But yeah, Japanese story, Mishima is well known. He has a lot of works, and I know nothing about him. Steve Donahue is having an event Japanuary, but it's a lonely incel event. Maybe next year he'll open it up to everybody. But yeah, hopefully he's not involuntarily celibate as I am. Holy shit, that's a curse. But it will increase your reading. The Cossacks, Leo Tolstoy. So, according to family lore, we are Cossacks, and my family was, the older generations were like kind of proud of this. Personally, to me, I don't really think of them much differently than the any other of these mounted kind of like barbaric people that are just flying across the steppes, whether it's was it Scythians or Mongols or Cossacks, or right now I'm reading Summer Moon. I'm learning all about Comanches. It's like, I don't think it's really, it's fun, it's interesting, it explains a lot about I think the way that I view things, but it's a wild, barbaric kind of culture, and I'm very excited to read the Cossacks. Leo Tolstoy. I haven't read enough Tolstoy. I'm definitely more of a Dostoevsky kind of reader, but I just love like the politics and philosophy of Tolstoy. I don't care. At heart, I'm like an anarcho sympathizer. But if you knew my real politics, I don't think I would be allowed on YouTube, to be honest. Anyway, Temptation of Saint Anthony. Now, this was pretty cool because it's like all about Saint Anthony. Who's Saint Anthony? Saint Anthony is like the original like monastic, like Christian desert monastic. He's like the OG of the Desert Fathers. And there's like, all kind of throughout Western canon, we have like this story of Saint Anthony being tempted by demons. There's like different paintings and all sorts of stuff. But anyway, this is Gustave Flaubert. I just tried to say something kind of French. I don't know if it worked. And what I wasn't expecting, I didn't notice this until I got home. The translation is by Lafcadio Hearn, and that's like one of my favorite prose authors. I could just, and I have read Lafcadio Hearn talking about like Louisiana cuisine, and I've read article like just like mundane things. I just love the way that he writes. Yeah, definitely go check out Lafcadio Hearn. I think he's one of the best American authors. Like yeah, it's kind of like a disappointing kind of like you feel like there should be more. Like I want like a grand novel from him or so, like just, but his writing is so good, and he wrote lots of articles. He did translations. I think he probably now he's most famous for these. Here's one. Translations and retellings of these like Japanese fables, ghost stories, and just like kind of just the Japanese folk culture in general. So yeah, that was awesome. I'm very excited to read that too. This came out of left field. I wasn't expecting anything like this, and I didn't know anything like this existed. The Tale of the Princess Fatima, Warrior Woman. And yeah, covers whatever, you get the idea. But yeah, she is like a female kind of like a bandit queen. I said a female bandit queen, that's weird. But yeah, she's like a queen of bandits, and this is like her epic adventures. Now you can see this isn't a giant book, but the original, I think it says it on the back here, or maybe I was reading the introduction. it's supposed to be like 3,000 pages. And this is just what we have translated to English. And they used to tell these stories like orally, and it would take something like 3 days to go through all of the tales. So very interesting. I haven't really read a lot of Arab stuff, to be honest. I have to work on that. So that should be fun. Wasn't expecting that. Get a female hero, action hero, and it's classic literature. That's pretty cool. Anyway, kind of similar. This is Korean. This is a story of Hong Gil-dong with this like kind of manga cover. Okay, it's cool. Don't know this story. It's very popular in Korea. It's just part of their culture, like how we have Uncle Sam, I guess. But yeah, something like that. America isn't really old enough to like. I guess maybe this is more like Johnny Appleseed, or like Johnny Appleseed fighting people. I don't know. We'll find out, and maybe I'll review this. I think maybe some of these are worth reviewing just because. Yeah, you'll see it and you get like, what the heck is in here? I don't know. I'll find out. It's short, and I bet it's fun. I'll find out. Next, I know what's in this one. So this author I've been wanting to read. I have books by her, but like I just haven't felt the like call to them. The author is Willa Cather. I have My Antonia, and I have O Pioneers somewhere behind the camera. Which like I said, I want to read them. I will read them. I need to read them. I just haven't felt it yet. But this called to me immediately. Death Comes for the Archbishop, which is I guess it's like historical fiction. But yeah, it's describing the account of I don't know if he's Spanish or Mexican, archbishop, who is in New Mexico, and he is charged with converting the local population, and I don't think at this time they would have had to deal with a lot of like Indian raids or anything, but I'm not sure. We'll find out. Yeah, that'll be fun. Death Comes for the Archbishop. Man, I don't like that cover at all. And I know, I forget the name of this painter. They're really famous for these, like, Southwest kind of things. And what are we looking at? Like, did you do this on purpose? I don't know. Looks like a mistake to me. Anyway. Yeah, we had a lot of Japan stuff on here. Actually, what's funny is I just am always reading Japanese stuff because I read manga, and like I said, Lafcadio Hearn. I love folk tales and samurai, and I'm a big, like, Musashi is one of my like heroes in my personal pantheon. So yeah, there's like a lot of, and I don't really do it on purpose. Like, I'm not like a Japanophile or anything. It's just like, even I train jujitsu, and I'm just drinking green tea all the time. I sleep on the floor. It's by accident. Maybe in the last life I was Japanese or something. I don't know. But at the same time, the Japanese culture is terrifying to me. Like, I don't really understand it. Especially like a lot of the stuff I read is like Edo period, and it's hard for me to even understand what's going on. Which is a lot of the fun of it. Like, sometimes you'll be reading about these cultures, especially from the past, and it'll just be like a common everyday account of something. It's like, well, this might as well be John Carter on Mars, because I don't even understand what's going on here, but I'm captivated. So that's always fun. And yeah, you grow and you learn. Anyway, boom. Tale of Genji. Murasaki Shikibu. And it's a beast. It's a beast. It must be read. I don't know if I'll get to it this year. I might want to read Tycho or something first, but is this the oldest novel? I think it is, that I'm aware of. But what I thought was cool about this, other than the giant, nice pages and it's big and floppy. Pause. It has like these little diagrams of like different Japanese, the architecture, maybe like the different clothing, just stuff like this that gives you like good context for the story, so you like understand, like here they're showing you a screen, you know, like one of those paper screens, so you understand like what that, like when they're talking about the screen, that's what they're talking about. They're not talking about the mesh thing over the window. So it's nice to have. I thought that was pretty slick. Anyway, Tale of Genji. Terribly excited, but it's a beast of a book, man. What is it like? I'm afraid to even look. I won't look at the last page, but I'm pretty close. It's over 1,000. It's over 1,000. It must be done. Okay. Here's one. I thought this was going to be a kind of just like light, fun book to read. And I'm sure it will be fun, but it's certainly not light. This is Machiavellian Hell. If you watch the channel, you've heard me talk about Machiavelli. He's also one of the heroes in my personal pantheon. If you want to be smarter than any of these stupid talking heads on YouTube, I think Jordan Peterson is the main one that I get upset about. Is that anytime you hear them saying Machiavellian, and they're using it in a sense that's like just being evil. Okay, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. Like this is just the biggest red flag, alarm bell should be going off. And this is also why I personally was not interested in going to school. Every teacher I had, Machiavellian this, Machiavellian that, Machiavellian, none of them, not one freaking teacher taught Machiavelli in even close to a respectable manner. I just don't understand how that happened. It almost seems like some kind of like conspiracy. I don't, honestly, it's just, you see how flustered I'm getting? This is how I feel when I read too much nonfiction. I get angry. I get like kind of aggressive, because you realize like how much we're being lied to, how much we've accepted the lies, and then we propagate them and promote them really out of just because we want to be comfortable in our ignorance, and we're all guilty of this. And I think, without talking about the current political scene, it's pretty obvious that across the board, everyone has been very dishonest. Nobody has, we've all checked out of the self-work, and it's clear we're getting what we deserve. And, I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know what's coming next. And I don't even know what's coming next in my own video. What was I talking about before? Machiavellian Hell. Look how serious this freaking book is. Don't worry, the last 100 pages are just footnotes. Why don't they put the footnotes on the bottom of the page? That drives me insane. Like, there's plenty of space down here. You could have just put it down here, and then I could have read the footnotes, and I wouldn't, because there's no way I'm going to stop reading and go to the back of the book to read a note. Are you out of your mind? Anyway, that's the video that you get for today. All over the place. And, yeah, looks like my focus lasts around 15 minutes. And I lose my mind. So, until next time, find somewhere to hide. Find something to read. What's up? Peace. What's going on? Hide and read. How are you, Booktube? This is the final version of this video. I'm not restarting it. I lied.